don't know how today is only Tuesday.
No.
Feels like 2 weeks have gone by since the weekend. What is happening?
I know, and I have to say, wow, Pittsburgh, you really leaned into fall, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I know that my dad is so excited about this rain, and that's how you know also I think that you married a Yinzer. Has Jordan said anything about the rain, that the ground is too dry?
No, nothing of those sorts. Yeah, no. But
it's been the #1 topic of conversation in my house.
Really?
It's a lot, but Rain, you are back. Congratulations. I feel like I really leaned into
You did all the way. Like you're camel from head to toe. And I love it. Fall is my favorite season. So
it is.
You look great.
It's going to be a great day. We don't have our girl Heather with us today. Right now, she and David are prepping for the big PTL kickoff show for the Turkey Fund tomorrow. We are so excited for them. So much work goes into that show. And it is tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock right here on KDKA. So make sure that you set your alarm. We know that the mornings get hectic. We want you to be right here with them.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. We're also diving into a little bit of nostalgia today on the show. We're talking about old commercials in a Mikey Minute, and those jingles that you just can't get out of your head. So we want to see what some of your favorites are. Also in today's 3 o'clock drop, we're talking about celebrity crushes and what your crush was growing up. I have to admit mine was LL Cool J.
Oh, still is.
Early 90s, LL. Look at that. Look, he came to Pittsburgh in concert, I don't know, maybe like 2 decades ago. I was a front row. I got there 8 hours in advance. I waited. They called me up on stage to meet him, Mikey, before he arrived. And so watched the entire concert, waiting for my chance to get up on stage like I was promised. He leaves.
Stop.
He leaves.
Oh, my, him and his newsboy cap. It was an outdoor
venue, and he left in his newsboy cap, gone. I chased the car. I got back, and he was gone.
You could have been LL's video vixen.
I could have been. Exactly.
The amount of celebrities that Mikey has met in her former life, she's like, oh yeah, I hung out with Beyonce once. We're like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
It just comes up closely, real quick. LL Cool J is aging like a fine wine. I can't wait to go over that.
Yes.
Memory lane is open.
Absolutely.
And we were having a hard time picking our Halloween costumes. This is a very big episode for both shows, Pittsburgh Today Live and Talk Pittsburgh, for Halloween. And we asked for your help. And wow, you guys really came through. For me.
For her.
And I very much appreciate it. So the votes are in, and with more than 70 votes. 70% of the votes, actually.
Yeah.
The girls and I are going to be the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. They won 69%. I will say Heather's pick, Clueless, got 20%. And thank you so much for participating, Mikey.
Why do we even have to bring this up?
With your 11%. I'm sorry, I hate to be a sore winner. But you know what? This is where the only child in me really is going to shine. I have never wanted to be the Sanderson sisters more for Halloween, and to get to do it with my girls here, Mikey and Heather. It is the honor of, I would say, my life.
You know what? I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to have to revisit this movie because I saw this years ago. So I'm really, because you know I like to get into character. So I'm going to really have to study it, embody one of the sisters. I don't know who
I don't know who is going to be here either.
I don't know how we pick that. Maybe we get you guys to vote on that as well.
We should get some feedback on who is who, because I will say I think that we all possess pretty much all of the sisters. And you said that you feel like you saw it forever ago. This past summer, it celebrated its 31st anniversary.
Exactly.
And I still could quote it. It's a beautiful morning. It makes me sick. Let's do it,
Congratulations, Kelly. I don't even know why I made a choice
all right.
for how. It's okay. That 11%, that was me voting like 20 times.
It was you, Jordan, Scott Logan, scanning the QR code. Sorry, babe. I took him the W.
It's okay. Well, maybe you're second guessing your Halloween costume. So there's some good news here. There was a survey recently done by Talker Research, and it found that Americans second guess nearly half of their daily decisions. And typically, most Americans make about 50 decisions per day. I don't know if they're making more or less in other countries, but the grocery store seems to be the place where it's really hard to choose and to decide. 1 in 4 people are overwhelmed there. So you spend about 4 minutes deciding on each item. And I must say for myself, this is very, very true.
But you're a Trader Joe's girly.
I am.
So I feel like a lot of people make the same choices at Trader Joe's.
It's true. And maybe that's why I like Trader Joe's, because I know exactly what I want. But the amount of work that it took me to get there, to know my exact choices, is a lot, because I am staring at each item. I'm looking at every single ingredient, and I need to know what's in it. And if it passes that check, then maybe it goes in the cart. But then also I have to consider price and what I'm making for the week. Does that coincide with that? Because I don't want to be wasteful, but then I don't want to have enough. Do you see what happens?
Absolutely. I will say, I feel like this is definitely a problem that probably resonates solely with women. I don't think I've ever heard a man say, oh, you know what? Giant Eagle just throws me for a loop. Whenever I send my husband into anywhere to get something, it's like, we just need pasta sauce, and he comes home with 6 packs of Oreos and some popsicles, and I'm like,
all of it.
Is there a single nutrient in any of this? I will say, at a grocery store, I am terrible. I'm terribly prepped every single time I go.
Yeah.
The fact that you meal prep for the week makes me more jealous than anything I could ever hear.
Yeah.
Because every time that we plan ahead a meal, my family is not at all in the mood for it by the time it rolls around. Sunday, they're game.
Yes.
They're counting down the minutes. When the lasagna shows up, they're like, this is the worst. Why?
Really?
We don't want this. We want tacos, Mom.
Oh, well, that's when you say, well, you're getting lasagna. And matter of fact, you might get lasagna for the next 3 days.
Because of that attitude.
Because of that, yeah.
I am too quick when it comes to, not even in the grocery store, any decision. Do you think out decisions? Like, are you a thinker?
For me, it's not just the grocery store. Yes, that happens there. But for me, and let me know if you agree with this, it's very large decisions. So when I purchased a car, which was 2 years ago, the amount of brain power that it took me to decide, number one, what kind of car I wanted. Number two, like the color. And then once I got it, I was like, should I have gotten it? I mean, I got it now, but can I take it back?
Yeah.
And it was so much that, because it was just such a major decision, and my brain was it was on fire. It really was. The amount of test drives that I did, Jordan was like, come on now, just pick a car.
We're done.
I'm like, I have to get it right.
But
so much pressure.
You also knew, and again, this is specific to a car, that you wanted to be safe for your family. There are a million that you need to make sure that the loan works out. There's a lot of numbers. That alone makes me nauseous.
Numbers, so many large numbers. But I will say that I am happy with my choice. Yes.
I'm so happy for you.
So much that went into it.
I make decisions like that.
What?
It is so, when it came to a car, we went, I hate being on a car lot that much. I said, that's great. And Mark said, I thought you wanted red. I said, blue's fine. Let's go.
No.
Let's
no
go.
Way.
If I don't want to be there, I'm out.
That process.
It makes everyone so anxious.
You picked it out that fast?
Mikey, when we were house shopping for our first house, I remember setting up with our realtor, who was my aunt, who was like, okay, Cal, first house, we really need to get you, let's go in the lowest of budget, then the biggest of budget, then a couple in between. 2 houses.
No.
Second one. I said, that's it.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because when we recently purchased our home, I mean, this is maybe 4 years ago now, I saw it the first time and I was like, oh, this is cute. Left, came back 2 weeks later, like, oh, well, maybe. Nah. Came back another week later. You know what? Maybe this is it.
Nope.
It was a long process.
No, you and I would be terrible together. Great friends, but I'm so glad we're not married. I'd be like, let's wrap it up.
But maybe we could balance each other out.
Yeah, maybe. I would just need you to get on board.
Okay,
so second guessing can happen in small ways, maybe at the grocery store, or in really big ways. And Nick Cannon just admitted, I would say, that he made a pretty big decision, probably the largest ever that someone can make. And on The Breakfast Club, he recently admitted that unresolved trauma was the reason that he now fathers 12 different children. And if you didn't know that about Nick Cannon, that's a fun fact that I feel like is the only thing any of us know about Nick Cannon anymore.
It's a nice even number.
That's well, he divorced from Mariah Carey in 2016. They had their twins prior to that. And he said that post-divorce, instead of doing the work and healing himself, he decided to distract himself in relationships. Those relationships, obviously, they take 2 to tango. And also does making a baby. And that's exactly what he did. He had 12 kids with 6 different women, again, including the twins that he has with Mariah Carey, which is 12 kids in 14 years.
Oh, wow.
And then
he works fast.
After Mariah, 10 kids in 9 years after her. So he said that obviously every child was born out of love, and he's proud of his family structure, even though he very much acknowledges now that his family most certainly would not be this big, and he never would have made those decisions if he did the work on himself to heal after his divorce. Now, if you remember, after their divorce, 4 years after, he tried hard to get her back.
Yeah.
I mean, he would go on public plea. They were public pleas.
Absolutely.
Anytime he got the chance. But I have to say, what do you think is better, to keep it moving after a heartbreak and especially after divorce? Or do you think that you need to stall out your life for a second, maybe do the inner healing, go to a therapist? I don't know. That would have been a lot cheaper than 10, 12 kids.
Yes, I mean, I do think that you need to pause for a bit and reflect on your role in your past relationship and maybe address some things that you didn't get right, some things that you could improve upon.
Sure.
I think in his case that you can definitely tell there were a lot of unhealed places in his life where he didn't necessarily have discipline. Maybe there was some trauma that happened early on in life. And I would just assume that he didn't have a lot of love for himself. So you really can't love someone else, and essentially you don't care that you're creating all of these broken families.
And that's all
my
they
thought.
are.
That's all they are at the end of the day. But
Because you come at it from a mother's perspective.
I do.
So you're like, these mothers know what they're getting into. They know full well that Nick Cannon is not going to be a present father. But exactly, signing a child up to just have a broken life like that. Also, I decided to deep dive here because, you know, I really, really care about what matters. The amount of people who are like, well, he has the money to do it. Well, a dad is not a check.
right.
There's a very important role that a father plays. And I feel as though if someone, where were Nick's friends to just say, hey, let's pump the brakes, brother. Maybe a therapy appointment.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to talk to me about this.
And I'm glad that you mentioned the therapy appointment, because this can also go in a different direction where maybe he does have an addiction problem, sexual addiction or something like that. It seems that way because that's a lot of children to produce with you can just tell that he was reckless.
Absolutely.
To say the least.
And he said frivolous. I was irresponsible. But now there are 12 children because of that.
And a normal person, like you said, money isn't all that goes into being a father, but the everyday man could not do necessarily what he's done because they don't have those same resources to watch all of those children and to provide for all of those kids. So that's a very sticky situation.
I would say.
Yeah.
If you go through a divorce or a breakup, maybe take a beat.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe have a girls' night, guys' night, and then figure it out.
Something like that. Okay. Well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, great food with an even greater cause. We're in the kitchen previewing the event your taste buds won't soon forget.
And when you're in a committed relationship and waiting for a ring, it starts to feel like a standoff. What's the right move? Our girl Natalie is offering some insight after the break. It's time to dive into big expectations in relationships and even bigger boundaries when it comes to parenting.
We have two scenarios that hit some emotional pressure points, and here to unpack it all is a Vice columnist, Natalie Bensavenga. These are some serious situations here, so let's dive right in. So my boyfriend of 6 years and I are going on vacation this fall to Italy. I have told him in no uncertain terms that I better leave Italy with a ring. He is constantly telling me that he doesn't want to be pushed into marriage. We have 2 kids together and own a home. What is the holdup? Should I give him an ultimatum? I love him and don't want to leave him, but don't I deserve a ring?
Well, like, let's be real. At this point, you guys are married.
Correct.
I mean, I think to be honest, I think having kids is more of a commitment than marriage, because yeah, exactly. If you get divorced and you have kids, we can really go our separate ways. But when there's babies involved, you're in these people's lives for the rest of your life. So guess what? He's already married, in my opinion. This is more of a formality. And I mean, yes, of course she deserves whatever she wants, obviously.
I mean,
my answer. But is he the one to give it to her? I don't know. Maybe you should have thought about that before you got the house and the kids.
How have you waited this
long?
long?
This is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
why isn't this a conversation we had 5 years ago? But maybe it was one of those things where she thought, it's going to happen now. Of course it's going to happen now because we just had a kid. Of course. So to me, this comes down to communication and transparency. I also do think it is kind of weird, though, red flag, that he's not jumping on the
Well,
bandwagon.
I think about it like this. Why buy the cow when the milk is free? That was the first thing that came. And I mean,
That's
I'm
a lot
sure
of milk,
he
though.
Probably, right. I'm sure he probably loves her, but it doesn't sound like he wants
Well,
marriage.
is this a philosophical thing? Because at this point, it comes down to, this isn't sexy, but it's like your taxes. What if somebody, gets hurt? Like, there's all these legal implications if you're not married, when you have kids. This doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe this is my hope, because I'm choosing optimism for fall of 2025.
Yes,
Thank you. I'm hoping that he's playing this down because he's going to propose and he's trying to throw her off the scent.
I doubt it.
No, me
That's
too.
6
Wow, okay, that
years.
was quick.
But it would make sense if they both.
Mike, you chose violence this morning. I'm sorry.
It would make sense if they both agreed upon that they didn't want to get married. Then that's a totally different
yes, that's a whole
situation. But
Goldie
it sounds
Hawn
like they're on
situation.
two different playing fields here.
And he doesn't want to be pushed into marriage.
I can't.
I hate the pushing. Also, remember, if a man doesn't want to, if he wanted to, he would. If he doesn't want to,
6
he's
years.
not
That's
gonna.
That's too long.
I hear you.
That's a patient lady. Okay, next up, and I love this question because I also feel like I'm going to see it in my future.
Oh, no.
My daughter is 8, and she
Okay.
wants to start having sleepovers. I have no issue with her friends sleeping here, but my husband and I don't want her sleeping at other people's houses simply because we don't trust men or boys. Well, one of her friends wanted her to sleep over. I said she'd have to be home after dinner. The friend's mother pressed me as to why. I told her she was offended and said that there were no predators in her home. Now her friend isn't even allowed to come to our house. Was I wrong to set such a firm boundary?
No. I was a therapist for a long time. Absolutely no. The truth is, every family needs to set boundaries that make sense for the health and wellness of their home. And if that is a boundary, she needs to acknowledge that it is not personal. It is a blanket statement, right? You're not picking and choosing. You're saying this is the rule. And I completely understand that and why, as a mother, you would be concerned. We live in a wild world, and I think you should do whatever you need to make your children feel safe. You're welcoming them into your home. You can have play dates, you can do whatever, but if that's the rule, that's the rule. Love it or leave it, honey.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's my baby.
Yeah, the friend's mom doesn't know the history of that behind that decision because something could have happened already.
Exactly.
And in your mind, I'm never going to put my child in that situation again, no matter how great I think the family is, because I was burned once, I won't be burned again.
And look, if that's offensive to you, buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get wild as these children get older and they're confronted with a lot of societal issues to deal with. So pull it together.
Absolutely. And I also think that if I ran into this and someone came to me and said, we don't really do sleepovers. I appreciate the invitation, but they can have a play date. I'll pick them up. There will be no inconvenience for you. I also feel like I would, as a mother, lean into that.
Yes.
Like, this seems like a woman that I almost could learn off of.
Yes.
And that's less kids overnight.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, do we really want?
easier.
I mean, as a kid, it's fun, but as a parent, I'm like, oh, God.
I'm not
This seems
sleeping
like,
all night.
This is an energy thing.
It sounds like so much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. If you have rules in your house,
If
keep
you
'em.
need that reinforcement, you just call me.
I'm gonna need it.
You know,
I'm gonna be
that
sending you a
Italian
text.
girlfriend energy. I'll be like, you just tell them this.
Yes.
We
Yes.
love that.
We need an
We need a village. I love it, Nat. Thank you.
Thanks,
Always
Nat.
happy to be here.
All right, well, if you would like to read more of the Ask Natalie advice column, we'll link you up on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.
She's going to help, I promise. And we're letting you pick one of the topics that Natalie will discuss next month. The first situation is about a woman who went on a date with an influencer who spent their whole date filming what they ate. Ring light and all. The guy doesn't want to go out again, and he seems nice, but the woman says she doesn't know if she wants another content session date night. What should she do? This is tough.
Oh my gosh, that's so much. And sticking with content creation, there's a young woman who posts a lot on TikTok about her difficult relationship with her mom. The issue is that her mom just started following her and now comments on these videos defending herself. The daughter wants to know if she should talk to her mom about this since it's never brought up in person, or should she just block her from seeing the post? Well, you can vote by scanning the QR code or going to kdka.com/connect.
It's the mom issues.
It's the mom, right?
God. Why do some commercials and jingles stay stuck in our heads for years? In under a Mikey minute, what's the key to making a commercial stick through the decades? You ready?
I'm ready. All right, so why is it that some commercials never leave our heads? Psychologists say it's all about repetition, catchy rhythms, and emotional connection. A good jingle works just like a song hook. It gets logged in your memory and plays on repeat for years. All right, well, I stepped outside to ask what's your most memorable commercial?
The Eaton Park commercial with the Christmas tree and the star.
Yeah.
The best one.
Oh, what is it about that commercial that
It's just,
makes it?
I know it's getting close to holiday season when I see it.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I always, my dad likes it too. So every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I think of the memories of watching it when I was little.
I always like the old Isley's Chip Chopped Ham commercial because it's very nostalgic to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorites.
I love how when we have all these Pittsburgh commercials, I don't remember that commercial. Does it have a jingle or?
Yeah, so it used to have their old jingle song back in the 90s.
Oh, do you remember what it was?
Not at the moment, no.
Do you have a favorite commercial, like something that stands out to you?
Ever since I was younger, the Edgar Snyder,
Yeah?
the wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of these Pittsburgh-related commercials. He did something very special in that commercial. Do you remember what it was that probably made it stand out to you?
I would say all the things that he's able to help the community with, especially the different cases as well.
Oh yeah,
So
I
would
thought
say.
you were gonna say, and we'll get money
Now.
for
or-
you.
For you, right.
Yes.
Right.
Let's do it together, and we'll get money for you.
I don't know exactly the jingle of it, but all I remember, and it's always stuck with me, I think it's a Geico commercial with the fishing rod and the dollar. That's always what I think of when I think of commercials.
Oh, fishing rod and $1. So they were fishing for the dollar.
Yeah, and I can't really describe it much more than that because it was like, I was probably like 10.
Do you remember?
I remember
that
it. There was $1 on the end of a fishing line. He's like, gotta get it. You gotta get it. He kept pushing it away. It's so funny. Gotta be quicker than that.
Yes,
That's
gotta
what
be,
he
yes,
said.
yeah, that's it.
So good. I have to say, mine's also Pittsburgh, where it's Lebanon Church Road,
That's what I was
Pittsburgh,
gonna
minutes
say.
from the mall.
Century 3 Chevrolet, Lebanon Church Road, Pittsburgh.
Minutes from the mall.
I don't know what it is about that commercial.
Yeah, me neither. It just sticks. That's good marketing,
That's
baby. Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, forget applesauce. Some parents are serving steaks to their little ones. You heard me correctly. It's the new feeding fad everyone's talking about. But is it healthy or a recipe for trouble? We'll break it all down next. Forget mashed bananas and applesauce. Some parents are skipping straight to ribeye.
Yeah, the viral trend is sparking debate, and doctors aren't exactly cheering about what that could mean for a baby's health.
No, they could not. This is insane. This new fad is showing up all over social media by influencers, so please take it with a grain of salt. But it is essentially where all these parents are taking all of the pureed fruits that we know and we love and have been proven over the years to, have a baby enjoy, and all the veggies. They're swapping them out for animal products like eggs, butter, bone broth, and organ meat. Just gonna pause for reaction there. Why would someone do that? To avoid the sugar-laden processed food that is in those wonderful, nostalgic, iconic little glass jars. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, this is a shocker to no one. Pediatricians are not happy about this.
Really?
I know. They essentially are saying, please don't do this. Babies need fiber, vitamin C, and other nutrients that can only be found in fruits and veggies. And I just want to say, I have never judged a mother, even before becoming one, but I will tell you that if I see your infant gnawing on a fillet, if they have a bone in their hand just going full caveman, I think I might stop and say, what's going on here?
You know what? I'm smiling because prior to getting pregnant, I was following. Once again, take this with a grain of salt.
Okay.
I was following this particular doctor on social media, and he was talking about how you should eat when you are pregnant, and also once you conceive and thereafter. And it was the carnivore diet. And yes, I did try it. I did. I went out.
This is prior to having Logan.
Prior to having Logan, I went out and purchased, I don't know, maybe 12 steaks. Like it was really expensive. Don't get me wrong.
In this economy?
12 steaks, all eggs. I just completely cut out vegetables. And Jordan was like, you spent that much money on steaks? I said, yes, it's an investment.
In my health.
In my health and in the future. And so that's how I ate. I don't know, maybe for 2 months up to conceiving, and I conceived. And then that became a food aversion rather quickly, steak. And so
no longer.
Some of it it didn't go to waste, but Jordan had to eat them. And he's
sure.
What are we doing here? But so I'm not going to say that it worked or it didn't work, but I will admit I did it.
Okay, now here's my thing. You did this as a full-grown adult who had had a lifetime of experiencing fruit and veggies. These children obviously should be getting protein. We want that. And I am no doctor. No one ever comes to me for medical advice. But I will say anything that cuts out such a large, very, very important food group, why would we ever make this a popular fad?
I don't know.
And that's exactly what it is, a fad.
It is a fad.
Because there will be research later.
It was difficult just to eat that much steak and those many eggs. It really was. Like,
now imagine having no teeth, Mikey. We're putting this in a blender.
Well, yeah. You blend it up and you make it, mush and easy to eat.
I like my kids. I don't want to do this to them.
I don't know. I don't necessarily recommend it.
And also, they don't deserve filet. We do. We work.
Okay. Well, we just covered babies eating like bodybuilders, and now we're heading into a different kind of meat market. And this one features all the beefcakes you drooled over when you were younger. We can't wait to hear about the celebs who made you swoon on today's 3 o'clock drop.
And students are learning how to edit videos, explore history, and show up for each other, all in the same classroom. We're meeting the teacher that's leading the charge. That's next.
In a classroom in Clarion County, students are studying the past and also creating digital stories that reflect the world they live in today.
But they're also learning what it means to look out for one another, thanks to a teacher who's made sure his classroom is a place where dignity matters just as much as deadlines. And we are so happy to have Nick Reimer from Union High School join us today. Thanks for being with us, Nick.
Thank you for having me.
So we can't wait to get into the nitty-gritty and all the amazing things that you do. But I will say what really touched us and stood out to us at first was your donation shelf. Can you kind of share with us what inspired you to create it?
Yeah, so about 9 or so years ago, I was a sub here at Union High School. And when I was a sub, I would fill in all different classes, gym, art, everything here and there. So I noticed the one day, and it was just happened to be one kid I noticed didn't have deodorant that day. And I said, why didn't you have deodorant? And he said, I just forgot to bring it. And in my head, I was like, oh man, I know when I was in school, if I'd have forgot to bring deodorant, I'd have been stressing about it all day. So that carried with me whenever I actually got hired here full time. And I started thinking, you know what if other kids don't have access to those things? So I saw an idea on Facebook and it spun from there. A friend of mine helped me build the shelf, and it kind of built this whole thing. We started collecting things from community, and I was overwhelmed at first. I got bags and bags and boxes of stuff, and couldn't be more blessed to get more stuff from the community.
Oh, that is
and
such
it just keeps coming.
That is such a great idea. I tell you, as an adult, I forget to wear deodorant.
Yeah.
So I can imagine what that's like for a student. So have you seen any changes in behavior or confidence since you introduced the shelf?
Yeah. Initially, when I introduced the shelf, a lot of kids wouldn't go to it because they didn't want to be ashamed and say, oh, I have to get something from the shelf. But I noticed as I had a door that they can access it from another classroom or out in the hallway, they don't even have to come into my classroom. They can just come straight into that room and grab the stuff. And I noticed more and more kids started getting it. And it started to be once the senior high kids started forgetting toothpaste or toothbrush, they'd come in and get it. And then it turned into all the younger kids are like, oh, if the seniors are doing it, I can do it.
Absolutely. Then it's fine.
Yeah.
Kind of got rid of the stigma. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, I love how it just started with one kid, because as teachers, you change lives every day, and it could just be one kid that was that example, but you're helping so many. And Nick, on top of, making them confident and smell amazing and fresh, you also teach your kiddos history. Now, in this day and age, how are you keeping these kids engaged? Because I'm sure, and I know as parents to little ones, it's tough.
Yeah, keeping them engaged is hard. A lot of it is project-driven things. So you got to get them. For instance, recently with my 8th graders, I just did a project where I put them all, in a sense, in a Native American tribe, and they had to make brochures on what their tribe was. So what stands out about your tribe, what kind of food do you eat, all that stuff. So that way they got to research stuff without really thinking about it, and also they got to make something cool. And we put it down in a display case down in the hallway, so to show off their hard work at the end.
Wow, that's so cool and creative all at the same time.
Absolutely.
I'm curious, beyond the technical skills, what are you hoping that your students walk away from with these projects?
Just the fact that you can do research. Not all research is boring, even though most kids think it is. And that they're learning something along the ways. They might be doing something fun, like for my DPMP classes, the video classes there. They love it. They do fun things, but they're always learning technical aspects of removing green screen or many different things, how to work audio into your videos, all sorts of things. So, I mean, there's a big array of things that they can learn, and hopefully they take with them once they graduate.
And to Mr. Reimer's students, video editing and everything he's teaching you is so important. We do it in our everyday professional life. Thank you so much for teaching that next generation. That's important skills.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
Oh, cool. All right, if you or someone you know is an educator who would be great for Teach Me Tuesday, let us know. Hey, reach out to us through our email, talkpittsburgh@kdka.com, for a chance to be featured on the show.
And coming up on Talk Pittsburgh, we're hanging out with our best buddies. They're all about building real relationships and creating opportunities for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We've got a preview of their annual fundraiser that will talk straight to your taste buds. That's next.
Building friendships and opportunities through good food. That's what the annual Taste Buds fundraiser is all about. And here to tell us more are Samantha Civitate from Best Buddies, Pennsylvania. And we've got Nick Minio of Sausalito and sous chef Stephen Librock cooking up meatballs and sauce, of which smells amazing. All right, so we're going to start with you, Samantha. Tell us a little bit about the Taste Buds event and Best Buddies and what you guys are doing here in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having us. So Best Buddies is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the isolation of people with disabilities. So we do that mostly through a one-to-one friendship program where we match people with disabilities one-to-one with a typical peer. Nick and Stephen obviously are a shining example of that today. We run that in elementary, middle school, high schools, and colleges, as well as our adult program. Yeah. So that's kind of the Best Buddies mission. And Taste Buds is our signature event where we match top chefs in the city, one-to-one with a typical peer. They spend a couple months in the kitchen together preparing, and then they will present their dish the night of our gala on Monday, December 8th.
That's fantastic. Stephen, I think I saw you in that video there. Yep. So what do you like about cooking with Chef Nick here?
I like the food here. He's only makes food every time. I know I like pasta and meatballs every time. This is honor for me here. Support with Nick almost 10 years.
Wow.
And I love him with my heart.
Oh, wow. And you know what?
Buddy.
I love pasta and meatballs too, and that's what we're making today here, Chef Nick. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about the dish here.
Well, Stephen, it was one of his favorite dishes is just, pasta and meatballs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm Italian.
Yes,
I have one of
yes.
my seasoning blends, the Italian Stallion, that I
Okay.
have a custom blend line that I make. So I said this year for Best Buddies, Stephen wanted to make some pasta and meatballs. So I figured we would just whip up one of Stephen's favorite pasta, spaghetti. This is Rosie's Italian meatballs. And this is a San Marzano plum tomato sauce.
Yeah.
The only seasoning that we used was the Italian Stallion blend. And Stephen loves it and eats it every time.
All right. Well, Nick, while you're putting this together, Stephen, I have another question for you. How did you guys get paired up?
I first met Nick. We do Best Buddies events. We do a Penguins events, maybe Steelers event. He's a great man. He's a great family, and I love him.
Oh boy, yeah, I can definitely feel the love. And so this is the type of relationship and just what you'll experience at the actual event? Like, what can people look forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. So on Monday, December 8th, we'll be at the convention center. We have 1,000 guests each year. This event sells out, which is great. So what you guys will really be able to see is, first of all, our mission in action, our one-to-one friendship pairs, but really some of the best food in the city. So we will have 35 different chef stations of our pairs that have been working in the kitchen for the last couple months that will then be presenting their dishes that night. So we will have 35 food stations. We have an open bar, live and silent auctions. We have performers, and we'll also get to hear from our incredible buddies on their experience with Best Buddies.
Oh, wow. And so how do people get involved in this event? What do you need to do?
Yeah, so tickets actually went on sale yesterday. We had our incredible Buddy Chef lunch kickoff at the convention center. So folks can visit our website, bestbuddies.org/tastebudspgh to get tickets. Like I said, we have 1,000 guests typically, and the event typically sells out within the first month. So we also run an early bird special for the next 2 weeks where tickets are $25 off.
Okay, and Stephen, I want to taste this meatballs and pasta here, and I know it's really good. This is one of my favorite dishes too, so let's see how well you did here. Oh, you know what you're doing, buddy. High five, yeah. Thank you all so much for being on the show. That is really, really good. It's going to be such a successful event. Thanks, Nick, for being here as well.
No problem.
All right, well, tickets for Taste Buds are on sale now. The fundraiser is December 8th at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. Head to our website for more information. All right, well, it's about that time. Kelly and Kiki have your afternoon pick-me-up. And today's 3 o'clock drop, who was your celebrity crush growing up? We've got some good answers.
Such good answers. John Bon Jovi, Will Smith, Jennifer Aniston. You remember those classic heartthrobs and crushes. Next, we're spilling yours and ours in the 3 o'clock drop. And that leads us into today's 3 o'clock drop with Kiki B. Jones from Whammo. We want to know who was your childhood celebrity crush and why did they steal your heart? I know that you and I have very different taste in men.
Yes,
Actually,
we
I
do.
know from Mikey and I, but who was yours?
The whole Brat Pack. So Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, Robert Downey Jr., Judd Nelson? I want to say Judd Nelson. Just that whole shaggy hair when Robert Downey used to wear eyeliner.
Eyeliner?
Yeah,
Back in the day. Eyeliner was hot for guys.
All right.
When?
In the 80s, y'all weren't around then.
Oh, I was around.
Okay.
But I just don't.
Preschool does not count.
I was never like eyeliner. Oh,
No, I think it was for a character. He played a character in a character. Yeah, it was.
And I will agree with you on Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Time has been very kind to that man.
Yes.
Mine was Devon Sawa, a la Casper. If you remember this scene from Casper with Christina Ricci where he says, "Can I keep you?"
Yeah.
This was a moment for me. This was, all right, I think I have my first crush ever.
I was going to say, what kind of moment was it for you?
It was a very good one.
It's in her diary.
I see.
I'm 37,
sure.
still recollecting it.
Okay.
Who was yours?
LL Cool J. We talked about that at the top of the show. I mean, how does it get any better than that at that time?
Agreed.
Like, we were married. He didn't know about it.
He didn't know. It's fine. Let's start with your comments. And Kathy's going to kick us off. David Cassidy, I spent my babysitting money on Tiger Beat magazines. My bedroom walls and ceiling were plastered with his posters. My mom took me to his concert at the Civic Arena in 1972.
72.
Wow.
Okay.
The original mullet.
I kind of love his little baby face.
David Cassidy was fine.
I get it. I get
Today?
it. But okay, we're talking back then.
Oh,
Right,
okay,
that
okay,
counts.
cool.
Danielle says, when I was in high school, I saw Wesley Snipes in a movie. I thought he was so good looking, strong, and a good actor.
Yeah. Yeah. Back in New Jack City days.
No.
Back in New Jack, Brother Man had all the parts. Okay?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Brother Man had all the parts.
With like the chain on top
And
of
he
the
could.
turtleneck. That wasn't
Yeah,
my
that
thing.
was not
I
a
didn't
good.
like
That wasn't a good wardrobe decision. But no, he was.
But in Blade,
he was
when he
dope back
played
in the-
Blade,
Okay.
That
I love
was-
a
that was
strong
kinda
jawline. Wesley Snipes has it, and I like it.
Okay.
All right, Christina Jeter, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah.
The bad boy image, the body,
yes.
those muscles.
so many muscles.
This man had a chokehold on an entire
Honey.
generation.
Oof. Oh, I forgot where I was.
You're in the right place.
That's the whole point.
That is.
Yeah, but
Yes.
no, that's a good pick.
Mark does it to me too. I love
Mark.
it.
Let me
Okay,
stop. Let me stop.
So you're okay over there, Keith?
I'm all right.
Lori
Need some
Moore
water
says,
here? No.
Speed Racer, who has a crush on a cartoon character? I'm a little confused about, but she says me. He was tough, fought bad guys, protective, great at race car driving, and I loved his look and voice.
He wore eyeliner too.
Oh, he definitely put eyeliner on.
And mascara.
And his eyebrows. Come on, lashes.
Come sit shotgun with me, baby. Let's go fast.
He would go, wow. He would get upset.
It is so
imagine?
funny because I also, the crush on a cartoon character is so relatable. I used to have a thing for Simba because JTT voiced him. And I used to, every time I heard Simba talk, I was like, do I have a crush on a tiger?
did.
A lion, I'm sorry.
But your spouse can't get mad about that because it's a cartoon character.
Thank
You know,
you.
you could.
And Aladdin.
Yeah.
He was also another
They
one.
could get mad about it. They would.
I'll be talking to my therapist about this. Joel said Linda Carter, a.k.a. Wonder Woman and Farrah Fawcett from Charlie's
Yeah.
Angels. If you're a guy, you understand exactly why.
The hair, honey.
I get it. Look at
I'm
that hair.
a
Yes.
full-grown woman, and I understand why.
Yeah.
Oh, and really quickly, Sarah says, LL Cool J still have a crush to this day. Sarah, I am with you. Even though I don't have a crush to this day, like that's gone, but 90s LL.
That's a
Good
good-looking man.
Not a fan.
Oh.
You can have them. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll take them. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow morning, you'll want to watch Pittsburgh Today Live at 9 for their big Turkey Fun kickoff show. It's a tradition. PTL takes the show on the road and to a live audience. This year, they're taking over the Pittsburgh Playhouse at Point Park University.
Yeah, well, a few tickets are still available. If you want to be there in person, we'll have a link to get them on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh. Now, this is more than just fun. The funds raised will help provide food for local families this holiday season, so important there.
It really is. And they have so much planned. They
do.
said that Bubba Show from 100.7 Star is going to be broadcasting beforehand. They have a ton of different giveaways. And again, it all benefits people who need it most, especially around the holidays.
Absolutely. That's going to be the place to be. Well, coming up tomorrow on Talk Pittsburgh, do you need a boost of vitamin B or is magnesium the one you're missing? We're breaking down some common supplements to learn if there's a magic connection and how to decide if they're right for you.
And they say if you love something, let it go. But what if it's your job and you don't even love it? Find out why job hugging is on the rise and what to do if you're stuck in this dilemma.
Well, thanks for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh. We will also be streaming on CBS News Pittsburgh tonight at 9. KDKA TV News at 4 starts now.